Okay, guys, I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody had a nice, relaxing break. Obviously, a quarantine break. It looks like we're going to be doing this distance learning for a little while longer. Of course, I'm recording this on April 9th. So I still don't know like the full details. By the time you're watching this, we probably will know a lot more. Again, guys, need any help with the assignments, let me know. I've looked at some of your prison projects. Everything is coming out very well. You guys are all doing a great job. So we're going to move away from deviance, and we're going to start getting into like the very, very interesting stuff of sociology. Basically the social inequality unit. We'll talk about gender inequality, income inequality, racial inequality. What else am I missing? Did I say gender inequality? I totally forget, but if I did, we're going to talk about all that. And this is probably the best unit in sociology, the most interesting unit in sociology. Of course, I'd rather teach it in a classroom where it's more interactive, but this is what we'll have to do. And I found this video on Facebook, right? I'm in a Facebook group with other sociology teachers, and we share different materials, and I've gotten some great ideas from from these teachers. And I found this video posted from a teacher, and he's talking about basically how Black people, and even more so, he answers this question: are Black people the face of the coronavirus? And he goes into some very interesting detail here, talking about how it's not just, well, I'll let you guys watch the video and let me stop rattling. So we're going to watch the video together. He does a great job explaining it. And there will be some embedded questions through on this Ed puzzle, since you're watching this do Ed puzzle. So let's watch this.
What's going on, you guys? Move my finger again. What's up? Let me share this to a couple of groups here where I think needs to hear exactly what's going on with this video that I'm getting ready to put out here. Because what we're getting ready to talk about is something that is very, very, very important. And I need people to really fully understand exactly why I'm getting ready to say what I'm getting ready to say, and why is it relevant to you. Here we are. I wake up like everybody else, and I go to my social media feed just like anybody else does when they wake up in the morning, and I kept seeing a real posting of people reposting our Black people, the new face of the coronavirus. Again, I know I work in security. I know I work with a whole bunch of guns. I do all this kind of stuff here. But again, I'm still a sociologist. Okay. And I use the term Black people in quotation marks because I want you to understand something, that there is no such thing as Black people. There is no such thing as white people. You know what I'm saying? These are just descriptions, terms that are used to describe a certain kind of person. There is no such thing as that. Okay, so that race in itself is a social construct, but that's another topic for another type of video. But when we look at the cases in which people in positions of power are saying that Black people are looking or becoming the face of the coronavirus, unfortunately, there is some truth to it. Again, I've taught on the college and the university level. In fact, I've taught all levels for the exception of preschool and kindergarten. Like I just didn't want to do that. But anything from first grade on up to the college and university level, I've taught. And when I'm in the college and university level teaching sociology, one of the things that we look at is data and statistics, and statistical analysis, and different things like that. You see what I'm saying? And when I'm teaching, I have to tell you, it does kind of break my heart to have to stand there in front of people and say, I tell you what, according to the statistics that we have gathered, Black people are on the bottom of every major industry. That is to include business and finance, home ownership, medical in this case. You just go down, you know what I'm saying, section after section after section for the exceptions of sports and entertainment. Black people are on the lower tiers. Again, that doesn't make me happy to say that or report that to you, but unfortunately, it is what it is. In terms of the coronavirus, are Black people really the face of the virus? I'm gonna say yes and no. I'm gonna say yes because, again, Black people tend to earn less than the dominant population. So what comes with you earning less is lower paying jobs, lower wages. You see what I'm saying? And then we all know with the jobs that pay lower wages, they are typically open almost nothing, damn near 7 days a week, nearly almost 24 hours a day. And when I say lower tier jobs, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you. Security is a lower tier job. It does not pay what it used to pay back in the day. You see what I'm saying? And so when we have people working in lower tier jobs or jobs that pay low wages, they are exposed to the public way more than other people. You see what I'm saying? And in being exposed to more people, like working as a security officer, you know what I'm saying? You are more likely to catch a disease or a virus such as the coronavirus. You see what I'm saying? So when you're out there working in these low tier jobs, low wage paying jobs, this comes along with the territory. You know, we're talking your store clerks, your security officers, police officers in some cases where they don't even really make a livable wage. Don't let anybody fool you. You know, not every police officer in this country is cracking $40,000. That's just the truth. You see what I'm saying? Um, it's crazy, man. It is really, really crazy. And this is not to say like all Black people will fall victim to the coronavirus, because obviously I shouldn't have to say that. There is no all of everything, but we are talking about a general pool. You see what I'm saying? So it is very important that people understand that even though poor Black people and working class Black people are more susceptible to the coronavirus, so are poor Latino and poor working class Latino people too, poor white people too. You see what I'm saying? Like everyone here's the deal. I don't think it's so much of a ethnic thing, you know what I'm saying, or a quote unquote race thing. It's poor people. You see what I'm saying? It's poor people, working class people, people who are living check to check, because this is affecting everybody. I think that as professionally, as a sociologist, I think that they put Black people being the new face of the coronavirus on these papers because it is a trigger. It gets the clicks. It's clickbait. You see what I'm saying? They want you to click on the article. You know what I'm saying? The more views they get, the more money they get from advertisers, different things like that. You know what I'm saying? That's honestly, professionally, what I think is going on, because I don't think that Black people are the face of any virus or anything like that, any more than what the Chinese are the face of virus. You know what I'm saying? It's poor people. It's poor and working class people. And I'm gonna tell you, there are far more poor and working class people than it is people cracking $100,000 a year. It's gotten to the point where I can't count 10 people who make $100,000 a year.
That was just allergies, by the way.
I can't.
I do not have the virus.
But then again, you know, I don't hang around people like that. But ask yourself that question: how many people do you actually know make $100,000 a year? And even with the numbers for $100,000 a year, those upper class, those people who live in the upper class, the bourgeoisie, those people, they still consider $100,000 poor. They still Like, that's not even middle class to them. Middle class for them is $200,000, $250,000. That's middle class to rich people. You know what I'm saying? I think that Cedric the Entertainer had the best how you say example. He articulated the best. He said, they don't even need to call the show who wants to be a millionaire. It could be called Who Wants to Be a Thousandaire, Who Wants to Be a Hundredaire. You see what I'm saying? That's where we are in this country. The gap between the rich and the poor, it's not even a gap anymore. It's a valley. You see what I'm saying? And very few people is getting, as the days go by, fewer and fewer people are able to even cross this valley of the rich and the poor. So when you look at the coronavirus and how it's affecting people, it's not just affecting Black people. It's affecting poor and working class people. People who have to go to these jobs. Hey, I'm part of the poor and working class. I'm part of it here. Like, I have to physically be at work at 2:00 at a data center watching servers. You see what I'm saying? Access control, right? And I get off at 10:00. Just like all working class and poor people. And I just think that it's not right to try to make it seem like, oh, Black people are the only Black working class and poor people who are suffering, because it's not true. We have many people from all walks of life, all ethnicities that are suffering from this particular disease. And it's not right to, what's the term to use? Stigmatize or label, Black people as the face of the coronavirus. It's undeniable. You know what I'm saying? Are Black people disproportionately? Yes. Now let's talk about some of the things that quote unquote Black people do to put themselves, for us to put ourselves in this category. For one, and I have to be honest with you, I don't really see a whole lot of Black people taking this thing serious, even though I don't see a whole lot of people taking this thing serious, other than buying toilet paper and water all the time. Even right now, as I look out my window, there's a bunch of Black people outside that full well shouldn't be out there. They know they shouldn't be out there. You see what I'm saying? The police had to shut down a birthday party in California, even in the midst of California being one of the hardest hit places. You see what I'm saying? A birthday party. Now, this wasn't like 2 or 3 people. This was, if you look at the video, which I have, it was almost 50 some odd people out there. For what? Another thing that affects Black people is the absence of healthcare. Now, a lot of businesses do provide healthcare coverage for the employees and everything like that. However, a lot of people can't afford to have that $50 or that $100 taken out of their check. Why? Because we are living from check to check. You see what I'm saying? Like, some people are literally one check away from being out on the street. Seriously. People eat whether you own a home or you don't own a home until you pay it off. That's the only time you own a home. But if you are paying a mortgage on a home, or you're paying the apartment bill, rent or whatever, a lot of people are really 2 weeks away from being homeless. You see what I'm saying? That make a big deal. Very big deal. Another thing that impacts Black people is the fact that Black people, for the most part, don't really like to read that much. I'm not saying that all Black people are like that, but what I'm telling you is a lot of Black people and a lot of people in the general population don't like to read like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, to include Black people and the dominant population, consider reading and education to be a blight on the party, on the bashment. You see what I'm saying? So this is why we're suffering. Not only as quote unquote Black people, but as people in general. This is why we are losing this battle, because we don't put education first in this country. We put war first in this country. You know what I'm saying? We don't put education first. We don't have strenuous repercussions for people who disobey. This country is a free for all. You see what I'm saying? It's become a free for all, a do what you want, do kind of thing, and no society, no place of living can sustain that kind of aberrant behavior. It's insane. So, speaking strictly for quote unquote black people, and I'm going to speak for all black people, I can do that. I give myself permission to do this. You don't have to agree with me. If you don't like it, you can turn it off. You can go do something else. I don't care. Speaking for all black people, I'm urging black people to do the following. If you don't have to go outside, don't go outside. If the kids getting on your nerves, there should be a wake-up call for you to not have any more kids. Okay. Side of, as black people, we are not the face of the coronavirus. Excuse me. Poor people and working class people are the face of the coronavirus. Rich people, they can afford to have people bring things to them. They can afford that. Poor people, working class people cannot. And it doesn't matter if you're black, Mexicano, Latino. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Because viruses, cancer, diseases don't care about your ethnicity. It doesn't care about your religiosity. It don't care about who you are. In fact, to be quite honest with you, these viruses, cancers and bacteria, they don't care about what God you pray to. Their job is just to infect. That's their job. And I have to say, they're damn good at their job. We as human beings need to start being damn good at ours. We need to take education serious. We need to like putting money first. When HIV broke out in that small remote portion of and healthcare, I hear